Hello, this is Arabella from Arabella's Heart for Book Art. I'm going to draw and paint. I want to paint. I'm really, how do you call that? Inspired by this painting, Der blauwe reiter, Alexei von Jawlensky. This is 1909 oil painting on cardboard, and then mounted onto wood. 101 centimeters by 75 centimeters, and it's located in Van der Heid Museum. I don't know, perhaps Germany. It is a German how do you call that, painter, I think, artist. So this I will have as my basic thing. Something under it, so the glare isn't on the picture itself, but I'm not going to do exactly the same. I just want a little bit as sort of a guide. So I will start by, and I also want to make it larger, so I'll start by doing roughly the lines. A little bit larger. And then here is about the neckline. Also a large headpiece. Don't know exactly what it is, but I like it a lot. Then something to hold her hair, I think, or something like that. It looks odd but new at the same time. Excuse me. Something on her shoulder, sort of a ruffle on it. Roughly. And then here is sort of a dark thingy for the arm. And she's holding, I think, a bouquet, and it's all, yeah, it's really abstract. So I'm a little bit following the lines that I see, and not the whole picture is fitting now because I can't draw this line now. What you also can do is start with the background, but what I'm intending to do is cut her out and then making a jelly print for the background. So now that I roughly have her on, I also want to try to make this work. So the hands are always a little bit difficult, especially because the distance now isn't really working. So I will draw this first, so that I don't draw anything that's behind the bouquet. This. It's a little bit fluffy, and then another round thingy, and a leaf, and then another round thingy. It goes around just about like this. So this all I will erase, and then you can also do some adjustments. Now I'm making a mistake because her arm is now almost all behind, so it has to be a little bit lower, I see. So let me try to do that. Lower it, because these was a little bit like this, but now because I also could make the flowers go up, but now I'm just adjusting as I go, and if I'm happy with it, I will leave it like that, and if I don't like it, I will change it. So now you see a few fingers. Those are only 4, and then you see the flowers. So, and it's really abstract, so you don't have to. Now I drew 3. Another one. So you don't have to do that really accurate, but a little bit the shape I want, because yeah, I don't want it to look really ugly or bad, but I see also that there is a little bit of bend in her fingers to make it look a little bit more accurate, and I don't have a sharp edge, so that is making it a little bit difficult to make it a little bit accurate, but I will erase what I don't like. So here I want the blouse to be a little bit, or vest, or what it is, I don't know. Here you see a little bit that the flowers were actually a little bit higher, like this. So I want that changed now, because I see where the line of the vest went, so I'm just adjusting as I go, and make sure that my movement of my pencil is not to make it exactly perfect. And that's all what we are learning to do, is to not be perfect about it. So, and I'm not happy about this, but that's okay, because I'm going to paint over it and then I will adjust. So I see hair here a little bit, and also this is more a brighter part of her hair, and then there is a dark edge that he painted, and a little bit of fuzziness where the ear is. Let me first make the hair go the way I want it to, like this. And then where the jawline ends, there is the ear. About here's the earlobe, so I'm doing it like that. And then making the inside of the ear a little bit like a black lobby. And then I'm making sort of a hair where it's about to stop. Now I'm going to the face, and the things that you see, the dots, and I will fill that in later. Here also a line of her skirt, and that's about here. And now I'm going to the face. I always save that for the last. I hope I can get it, because I had really should try to make I have another one that has a little bit better, but I should do, how do you call that? She has a really interesting face, and I want to try to capture that a little bit, but also what I want is my own interpretation a little bit, but I will get that when I paint. So I first take the eyebrow. The face is a little bit low, so the eyebrows are low, and then I'm following the line of the nose. And she has really a small nose, and I want to, and it stops a little bit with the cheek, but a little bit over it, so I want that the same, and then it goes up and a little bit like this. So I'm enlarging what I see here in small, and then I'm going to the mouth. I thought it was about time, 2021, to make new art and do what I promised myself, and that is draw and paint more on my channel. So like this. So what I see is a round, I'm trying to capture the same, about the same what I see on the painting. And this I want now a little bit round and a little bit round, so that is more accurate. And also what makes her face look like that are shadows. Shadows are really important, but I want to do those more as I paint. And now for the other eye, first I want to do this eye. Let me see, how much room should I take? About over here, I think. And you see already my face is a lot different, and that is exactly what I want. I don't want the same as what he already did. I want something more my style a little bit, so I'm putting that in as I go. I also want the ear a little bit different, more prominent. I can hardly see the ear, so like that. Okay, let's go to the eyes again. I want the shadow a little bit, and so like that, and I'm letting her with the eyes closed. I'm leaving that. I like that. I often use yeah, I don't like the eyelashes like that, so I will erase that before I try to erase that. So I like the eye the way it is, but I didn't like the eyelashes were too close together. Even if I'm going to paint over it, I'm not erasing my pencil line. Perhaps I will, it depends how much I like what I see. It is someone who has bushy eyelashes, really pretty, so I will try to enhance that when I will paint, but I don't know if I could. This I want a little bit like that, and this I want a little bit over here. I'm just adjusting as I go. So like that. Okay, about the other eye, starting to, I also see a little bit of shadow here. Just a little bit more like this. Okay, the other eye, and that is a little bit lower, so like over here, just about. And I see, when I look at this, I see grateful for the flowers, or a little bit shy, but yeah, thinking about that she got the flowers, or I'm walking home with freshly picked flowers. I also think about somewhat of a story in my head. So I'm giving her a personality in my head and a story. And that really helps me to get a little bit of character. It's a little bit too bushy, but I will leave it a little bit like this, and then giving her a better eye shape. Let's see here, really bushy eyelashes. I will paint that a little bit better, because I don't like what I see now, but it's more, not really eyelashes, but it's more solid shapes, as you will, like this. So let me see if I like this. This is a little bit too much on the end. I don't like that one. Okay, mine looks a little bit, I'm not happy, so I want to change that, because I'm not seeing grateful, and I did follow the lines, but her facial expression is really different than mine. So I do want to change that. I don't know if I'm able to, but I will give it a go. You could curl up the side of her lips, and that will give her a slight beginning of a smile, or not. It's a little bit better. Yeah, I'm keeping it like this. It's not really grateful, but she's at least thinking about something. Like that. So I do like it the way it looks, I mean, but I do want that eye a little bit different. I'm not liking this eye, even if it's okay that it's different, but it was a little bit too much of a difference, and I also will change that. So like this, and also because I already shaded a little bit, and you can already do that with your pencil, so you can follow it easily when you go and paint. And I have to think about what kind of paint. I really haven't decided yet what kind of paint I will use. Okay, so if I'm happy with it, bushes, why not? And now they are more alike, if you know what I mean. So I think I'm happy about it now. And the placement of the flowers, I want to try to make it a little bit messy like this with my movements. So that it's already looking as a little bit as flowers, and then a little bit more of those leaves. Like that, and here also. Don't have to be exactly the same. Now I want to improve the arm and the fingers. Also, you can't hardly see it because I try to draw it over the flowers, so it was really not yeah, you could hardly see it, so I will move that up a little bit so I can reach it better. So here is the arm. Let me start by removing that as well. So here is the arm shadow where the arm is coming out of the jacket, or what her clothing is. A little bit messy more. And then around upper arm, I think you call that, a little bit round on the bottom, like this. And then she is spreading her pink to go around the bushes of the flowers. So let me see. It is a little bit pointy in the picture, and a little bit more. I keep struggling with hands, but I am practicing hands. So I'm also going really crooked. But I want this to look right before I'm going to paint it, because if I want to use, for instance, how do you call that, watercolor, then I'm using the drawing as my guide, and you will keep seeing it. That's a way you could do it, not the way you need to get this a little bit more. I don't know if I'm keeping all that, but okay. And this, the middle finger has a little bit of a bend in it, but I don't know if I can get that bend, but a little bit of a bend. I think my bend is a little bit too much, but well. And then the finger, the point finger is, I'm laughing at myself because I don't know the names. Pointy finger, I don't know. Index, that's the middle, right? Or is that the index finger? I'm not quite sure. But we call it a point finger, the first, this one. Wijsvinger. I just want it a little bit like it's supposed to be, yeah, you can see those are fingers at least. At the very minimal, I want it to look a little bit accurate, because the whole picture, when you make everything look good, and you look down and you see a crappy hand, so I just don't want that. So this here is the flowers, and then the finger is coming underneath a flower, and it's a little bit weird how it's looking, but because we are looking at it from a side, so perhaps I should start with that one. I should have so, like that. This one looks really weird, but I will also there are plants here and bushes, leaves, I mean, from the sticking out of her hands. So, and here I also see from the flowers a few stems sticking out, so I also want a little bit more of those. So that is my what I'm just adding extra. Okay, so now I will decide what kind of paint I want. I could also water down acrylic paints. I also have inks, but they are water-based, Ecolina, but I only have these colors, and I do like the bright colors. So the bright colors I could do with oil. I also have oil pastels, I could use that, but then I couldn't be as accurate as I want. Then I would yeah, so I think I'm going to try water down acrylics, because I never tried that for painting. At least I did that for to make some pages in a journal, but I never tried it for this. So I'm willing to try it, because if I don't like it, I could also paint over it or make a new drawing. So you see how short of a time this took. So yeah, this is a little bit more towards us, this side of the face, so I really made it quite different, but that's okay. That was my intention as well. It's not too often. This is very good for practice, to practice drawing, and then you can also discover your own style, and that's also really cool to do that. So I'm always rediscovering myself after a break, after I take a break from drawing or painting, and I like that to do that. So okay, so I will get my paints, and then we will paint this together. Okay, see you then. So I did get some acrylic paints. I got green, just green, and this I like this color of green. I will put it up on the screen if they have something on it to make sure what kind of red this is. Red, blue, and then a little bit of shiny color, a little bit of metallic I wanted, and then the yellow. And I also found this is really for your furniture, but it's a little bit of grayish white, so I wanted to try that. So I just got a shiny mail thingy, and I got 2 cups of water to rinse my brushes. I got a watercolor brush, but I couldn't open it. My strength isn't that good today, so I will just use the bristle, and then my handy dandy old brush that I'm using for everything, every painting that I ever did, and that shows. And these straight, a little bit of sturdy brush, and also a little bit more of a tapered brush with, and it's also a little bit softer, and also oh, and I'm forgetting, I have also this one. It's a little bit the same as this one, and also palette knife. So this is just a plastic palette knife, and I will start by putting some color here, and I do want the back to be green, so I think I want to try to make the back solid with a little bit of grunginess. So I'm starting with that, and I'm just putting the paint, I decide just as I go really to put the paint right up on the cardboard thingy. This substrate is just cardboard, and I stuck down on my recycled cardstock, stuck down, how do you call that, as I'm just going to paint. So I'm using my bigger brush for this, and I want to stay in the a little bit. So what I was trying to say is copy paper. So I'm going all sides, to make it interesting looking. So now I'm going around a little bit, and I forgot my extra glasses because my eyesight is really bad, so I have 2 glasses. I always had bad eyesight. From 6 years old I have glasses, so push those a little bit back. So I will show you the back. It's recycled cardstock, and then I stuck down. I could have left it and then made it, but I already had this, so I just looked in I looked what I have, and now I don't know. Oh, it's over here. And I will make that a little bit of a different color, so I will put something else over it to make it a little bit grungy. And I don't know if I'm doing that with the water down, but I will see what I will do. Usually I'm not used to making really, what do you call that, a plan. Oh, I just painted over the skirt, but that's okay. And this I will paint with my left. Let me see if that's a good idea. Oh, really wiggly. So I don't want, because I really like that, so I think I will do that with a smaller brush. Usually you start with the background and then paint over it, but you can do it how you want it to be, so that's okay. Now you can make your own rules if you like has something different. I'll try to get as close as possible as I can. And then perhaps I will water it down, I don't know. And also want to get my black in. I do have a black dress, and also want black for the shadows at the end. So yeah, this bristle is a little bit. Let's do some. I forgot that end, but I will use a smaller brush to clean that up. Now I can go a little bit easier along the edges to clean the edges up a little bit. Already is changing, right? What a difference. Not that too much paint, but well, that's okay. I could use it for something different. Now I want to start with the head piece. It's a little bit blue purple, so I'll get this one. And this, it doesn't say what kind of blue it is, but if I find it, it only says acrylic. So this is not expensive acrylic paint, it's just simple and not to try to water it down a little bit and see if I can make the first layer. And I also will use black for this, for the shadows. And I have the picture on my left so that I can reference back to it if I want. So I think I'm doing watered down for the lighter effects, and then the darker is less watered down. I think I will use it like that. So, and then also this piece. Let me see up close. Yeah, this is in the painting. This is more of a black, so I will go back with black. I think also it's more of a shadow, as I said. The darker, the more shadowy it is. In the neck. And here's also sort of a crease, but I will also, you can paint, of course, paint a little bit thinner, and then painting is really easy to do. If you you can make it hard or easy on yourself, and then just say that you are coloring. So I'm back, and this is dry now, and it's also buckled. So I'm going to glue this part, and that's something I didn't consider before. Yeah, well, it's always buckling when you're going to paint on a substrate that's not suitable for watered down acrylic. But that's okay, I will stick it down later. I'm just going to paint. I did pause a little bit, and then I put some baking paper over it, so to keep it moist, and then so I can use it some more. And I also got some black. So what you also can do with black is make the shadows. And what I do is mix it with the colors that I already have. So take a tiny bit of black, and my brush is already wet, so that's really making sure that it's good, that it's well mixed up, I mean. So now it's black with a tint of green, and now I'm looking back to my book as a reference. I will leave it over there, but I see a little bit of grunginess every now and again, so to make this a little bit grungy, let me see over here a little bit. You really don't need as much as I made, but that's okay. It will also become less dark when it dries, but I really also like the dark edge, so let me do that, and then make it a little bit messy. As I like it. And if I want this a little bit different, you can, if you did this too much, take a little bit of the previous green and then go over it, and then mix it on the spot, also possible. Not too much, because this is copy paper, so, and I didn't gesso it first, and that's okay. You can do that. That's really okay. So let me get a different brush. I want this a little bit red. It is also, this is a little bit, the middle is a little bit pink, so I could do that with white. Mix a little bit of red and a little bit of white, but I will start with it is a little bit of hot pink instead of really true red, but this red is already not as dark, so it's really bright red, so I think I would get really close with the color. And now I will use this paintbrush also, because I'm not cross contaminating the colors, wetting a little bit of wetting of the brush, and then well, let me see, yes, on the frame, see if I'm, oh. Okay, this I don't think I like the color, so I think I will put a little bit of this through it to make it a little bit more interesting. Doesn't have to be too much. And also I will pick a little bit of the black, even if it has green, that I will swipe off, and then you see it's already mixing. This will be for the shadow. This is a little bit too dark, I think, but I could do it. I'm comparing now. Yeah, I think I'm doing a little bit more of the red, and then I will have the color of the painting. That's far too much, but I won't mix everything, and I also will leave a little bit dark so that I have enough for the shadow. I'm just mixing it up on this add page, and this is about the color that I want. I'm swiping it off a little bit because my brush is too big now, and I also have a little bit of black on my brush, so I could rinse it, but I'm leaving it like this because it's really a little amount, and that won't be yes, this is the color that I wanted. It is a little bit less pink than I wanted, but I could always, but I like that it has a shine now, a shimmer to it, and I also want to change the blue. Hey Milo! My cat wants to go outside, but I want to keep him in, and that's really difficult to do with an outside cat, domesticated, but I want to give it a try. So a neighbor cat attacked my cat, and his face was all ripped open, so that wasn't so nice. Of course, that was really a shock. And then I decided to keep him indoors, and also because the New Year's was coming up, and Christmas, and then with all the fireworks outside, and I just want to keep him safer at least. And I like it messy, so if I had a big picture I will do this 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's also one of the techniques, and you can do that with acrylics, doesn't matter. Paint is paint. Yes, it is different of course, but I think all the rules are there for a reason, but you can experiment, and I'm always for it to bend the rules and try stuff out, so why not. Okay, it is a little bit on the dark side, and also want to do a little bit of the pattern that I see, so that I have a chance. Now it's wet. This is more shadow, by the way. That's a little bit too large, but I will. Yeah, I will have to change that. I was too enthusiastic with the dark. So I'm just taking red and then go over it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's just a piece of paper. You can start over again. And that's how I convince myself to show a little bit more of my painting and drawings and stuff. Also, in the name of inspire one another. So now I created a pattern that I just made myself with the paint. Tapping with a blob of paint at the tip of your, so just like that. That will create also some pattern. And now I have a little bit of black, really small amount, and I'm doing the same. Tap onto it, and it's still wet in wet, so you can change it really easily if you do that. Now I took some black, and then I want to recreate a little bit of that shadow, and I'm really doing this movement really softly onto the page. And then I see also a little bit over here, a little bit of, and also over here there are a few blobs, and that is also created by taking I think that he created it by taking several colors onto one pencil, and then I could try to do that, but I'm a little bit skilled, but I'm mostly self-taught. So yeah, so when you do that, and I also took some classes, but when you do that you create your own way of doing things. So yeah, so if you want a traditional way and exactly how it's taught, then yeah, this is not the right channel in that sense. So I created a color now with blue and this mixture of black and a little bit of green, and I made a new color over here, and I don't have enough of it, so I'm getting some more over here, and then because I want to make some shadows in the blue, so, and this is really, yeah, is what making it interesting and creating depth also into the painting. And that's something I can't see, so I see everything flat. So this is by all means a good exercise for me, and yeah, I really can't see what I'm doing most of the time also. So I'm seeing something different than what you see, but that's okay. I just decide. So now I'm going to create some shade over here. I can't see enough to create, so right. And also the hair is a little bit green, has a little bit of a green tint, especially this one, so I will get the green for that, but first I want to make this shade. And I was also almost blind. extra challenging myself. Why not, right? Sorry about my sniffles. Keep getting sick and better, so yeah, I think this with the skirt, I can't really see it now where I left the marks for the skirt. I really like it when it dries like this, when I do that messily stuff. Here it's up close, you can see it a little bit better. I do see a speck onto the, I will paint that away. So this here is a skirt and this is a little bit black. So I just forget to rinse mine. And I also forgot a cloth to rub my pencils. Oh. Okay, it's getting late. I hope you still can see. But with this, I'm not making it too bright. So, because then you can't see anything I'm doing with painting. I really have to, yeah, make it really different. I put my lighting really different, so that's a little bit too black, but I will make accents in it with different colors, or yeah, so I can check if my brush is clean or not. Okay, let me see what kind of color can I put in skirt. I think I'm going to do the middle, and I will use a little bit of the white together with red. I don't need so much. And also, I think, should I use the sparkly stuff? Let me see what I can mix up first. Yeah, this is really pink. And then I also will get some black. This is almost hot pink. This is almost the same color as the painting, so. And I see a difference. She has a little bit of a color that I didn't paint, drew, I mean, onto it. So I will make some changes with painting this. You see, when you use acrylic, not really thick onto the page, then you still see the drawing underneath, but it will change also when it's dry, so that you also have to think about that. I see it like this: you make shapes that we call drawings and then I'm in love with shapes. Once upon a time I thought about it, and I thought they are shapes. Drawings are shapes, and then you color them in, just as if you were young, only with different techniques like this to make a messy look, and you can improve. But when you think something is hard, and I take that approach mentally for a lot of things, and perhaps it's good advice as well, but when you make it less hard in your mind, it will be less hard to do. So oops. So that was my idea about drawing and painting. My philosophy. And now I'm trying to pick up a little bit of this darker red to make some accents. Get a little bit of water to lift it up of this shiny page, and then I can make some shadow or accents, or make it more seem like this is a blouse like this, or this is more of a color of, I don't know, collarette, a turtleneck, yeah, that's the word. If I'm editing this will be, I will laugh my head off while editing this, for sure. Okay, when you can't laugh at yourself, right? What's the point? What's the point of anything? Well, that's a little bit too much, but you know what I mean. I hope. Okay, yeah, I also see a black line across here, and I also want to make this more into a turtleneck, so I'm going up a little bit more to achieve that. And then you see it's getting that look right away by a small change, even if this is a little bit messily over there, but that's okay. So I have a little bit of pink, and I want some accents also in the sweater, or what this is, I don't know exactly, but I do want the same color, and that is just as the painting actually. A little bit of black, and then I'm mixing it up for some shadows. Let me see where I see the shadows. It's a little bit here. Tapping, and also here is more black, and I'm taking only the pointy thing on the end, the flat bit, and then tapping to make a smaller ridge like that. And also I saw that at the end of the turtleneck, but I don't know if I'm going to achieve that with this one. I think I'm going smaller, and let me see if I can get it with a smaller brush, because it is really small. Yeah, I don't have a lot of room over there. Let me get some black, really little, and then hold it a little bit like this, and that way you can make black edges. Also the green mixed with the green, that's okay, you can't really see it. And where the blob is, that is going up, and where the least amount is, that is going down, so you have more, you can sorry about that, I can't really remember some words. You can control it, I mean, you have a little bit more control. It's not really in my vocabulary, so word control, so I can't find it easily. Okay, I made some more that I saw on the painting, so I see that there is a lot of black on the sides as well, to make depth, I think, to make a little bit more difference between the colors, and now it's saturated, so I have to be a little bit more careful. You can also use how do you call that, fine liners, and perhaps I will do that to accentuate the eyes and the lashes. And if you don't have small brushes or think that you can't reach, or that's okay, because we make the rules. We don't let the rules make us, you know. That's okay to do that. But if you want to try it like this, that's also possible. But I think I will give that a go with a fine liner, perhaps. No, I don't have any, because it dried up, so I couldn't really make something out of it. And now I can make a line again. But if you don't like that, yeah, I see in the painting he did a little bit like this. That it looks a little bit like this. I don't know if he did that, but I'm trying to make it look a little bit like that. And I also like to try stuff out. So you see on this side it's more dark on the edge, and then inward it's a little bit more see-through, and here it's a little bit more solid. So if I want to look a little bit more like that, I will take red or the pink and then go over the edge again. But this looks a little bit more like how I want it to look. And now I want to do the flowers, I think, and also put a few dots here and there. That's also part of the pattern that I see. Let me see. And this is for the flowers. Some shimmer with it, and also let's see, and really a little tiny bit of blue he used, but I also have that, still have that. So, and on my brush there is a little bit of black still, so I'm really fine with that. But yeah, what I really should do is mix it up, and you can use this for that. So this is also something you can use. Just take a little bit underneath on the bottom like that, and then oh, is this, oh, this is not. And then yeah, it's a little bit hard because this is supposed to be round, but you can, so this makes more streaky but I can start with this, for instance, and then make the round things with my how do you call those things, the other things, with this. So this is not so good to do that with my, I wouldn't do that with my expensive brushes, of course, and I remember the word brush. And now it is all the same color, but there are shadows and stuff like that. Now I want to start with the hands, twigs, leaves and face, and also the hair. So I think I'm going to do the face and then the hair, so I can clean it up afterwards. So I want to fill this up and then accentuate all the edges. And I hope I'm getting the face. I also glued this, so this is now buckled, but I'm going to leave that because that will straighten itself out. And what I also can do is when it's dried, put this under a big stack of heavy books, so that will certainly do the trick. So now I'm going on with the next. Let me decide. I think I want the leaves and the twigs first. I do have some green left. Let me see. I think I used this green. I also saw a little bit of blue in the flowers, so I think I want to do that first. A little bit more than in the painting, but that's okay. Could always paint over that. So let me see, green. And I do want to try and fill this in a little bit more better. And then the leaves like that. Here's also a leaf. And another one. Few. Try to not go over the fingers yet. Like this, and then in between the fingers I will do that later on. So these are more twigs, so I will put some different colors to make that a little bit more obvious that those are twigs instead of leaves. I still have some on my brush, so like that. And I also forget about leaf just about over here, but I painted over that, so let me try some nice leaf. over here, a little bit more solid green. That will do the trick. A bit larger. Also a little bit solid with the other leaves so you can see. The same thing. Trying to make a little bit of different colors come together. So if I don't like it, I can always go over it. So let me see. I think I want to start. I think I painted over the arm over here. So actually it will be, it had to be a little bit further that way, and I didn't even notice that I did that. But here was the arm. Let me see if I can recreate that a little bit, so like this, and then this was the skirt, and also will do that over here, and I will go and do this to accentuate this. You don't have to do that, so a little bit too streaky and so too much black, so I will go over that with the green. And this is also too hard, too thick, broad, I don't know. So a little bit, the arm is going like this. Yeah, that's a little bit better, and then I will make this color of the arm. Oh, that's too bad. The arm in the picture is going more up, and so this I am doing because I will paint over that, so I want this to go up a little bit more like this, and this is okay like that. Okay, so now I changed it because when I'm looking at the painting I see the arm was different, like the elbow, and also this has more of a something different, so I will also change that. Get a little bit of red to do that, and also this color. I'll pick it up to make this a little bit more of a band, because here is an elbow in the painting, so I forgot to paint the elbow, but you see you can change it really easy. Also we'll paint a little bit over this, if that's a possibility, with red. To make it a little bit more. And and this I will have to let it dry completely to paint over it, and also you can dab it with something, of course. So now I also see something else I want to make green next to the neck. So now that's also okay, and also between the fingers I'm going to try, because now I'm getting a little bit tired, so it's getting a little bit harder to be accurate. So this didn't work. I really need a piece of cloth to dab. Let me grab. Yeah, an old rag I'll use. And that's always easy to use that. Let me see where. Yeah, the hands. I could draw that again, because now, yeah, I can still see it, but it's not as. Yeah, I will just change that. Okay, now I want to start with the face, and the face is a little bit yellow, green. It has a little bit of rosy cheeks, I see, but also what I see, and my eye is going to the flowers, is that the painter used really yeah, broad strokes. I don't know how you call everything, but I also see a little bit of red, and then broad strokes, I think meant to be the flowers. So I also want to try that. And then with the dark background, it will really stand out if I leave them a little bit bright, like this. You don't have to do that, but if I do this, then they will look as if they are leaves. If you do it like that, and use the brush as your leaf maker, like this. So I think I like this better, and it's really rough, and that's what I like about it. So I will change it a little bit with this few dots to break this dark edge up a little bit. It's a little bit too dark for my liking, something like that. So I think I want to try to practice onto the arms with the color. So I found this yellow, and I have still have a little corner left. This add page, and I think I will use green to make the color work. What I see on the painting. So get this green and then try to see if I can make that color the same as I see on the painting. And then I have brighter yellow, a little bit brighter, or really a different color yellow. Doesn't say which, how the color is called. So that's not something I can share. It's a little bit too green still. So, and I also want to, oh, that's a little bit too much yellow, but that's okay. I'll use it, perhaps a few dots in the flowers, even if the painting doesn't have it, but that's okay. Okay. And then try it out on one arm. And normally I won't use yellow for skin tone, of course, but that will really make it, yeah, that's the style of the painter. He uses that for skin tone on several paintings I saw. So I want it to be solid, so I'm keeping it a little bit like this so I can see what I'm doing. Because of the light I really can't see what I'm doing. I think it's a little bit too greenish. I don't really like it, but I will make it a little bit more yellow. And then I will do that on the page. Actually, I wouldn't leave it also as solid normally, but because I made that so black, it's a little bit better, but I want it for that side. I see on the arms it is more yellow, and then also you see those. This is of course a very small painting, but I will try to do the same. And then do that to finish it a little bit, make it a little bit arm-like. And also what I see is a little bit of solid green on the top. And then I see that also on the other arm, on the lower end of the other arm. So I will fill in the other arm, try to make it seem like it's an arm, I hope. And then because there's red under, I have to make it more solid, more as I want to, and that leaf I can always paint over it again, so I'm not really worried about that leaf. I am trying to make it more solid, and then you can always dab like this, and that really is a bit weird here's my doggy. It's coming down. And I will make the fingers a little bit more, yeah, different. Wait a minute. Okay, I tried and tried and tried to make that hand work, and then it didn't work, it didn't work, it didn't work. And then I thought, well, I'm just painting a few leaves over this area to fix it. And that's how I fixed the problem, because when I painted, I really can draw it, but paint it didn't look right. And I also changed this a little bit. This is a little ruffled on the painting, like yeah, cloth or fabric, or from what she's wearing. A little bit more like this even. And yeah, so I changed it like this, and it is not really wow, but well, for now I'm leaving it like this, and when I'm done and I will review it for myself, so then I will decide if I like it or paint hands over it. Also, what you see is a pattern on her clothing, and there are dots that go in lines, so I wanted to do that. And then yeah, also so that with this blouse, or there are 3 dots over here, and then sort of pattern marks here, and then a little bit of marks like this. And probably if he drew it from someone, a model, I don't know, yeah, he probably saw the pattern in front of him, so I don't know what kind of pattern this is, but I'm doing the best I can. So probably a few dots, and yeah, that's what the pattern is. A few dots and sort of marks as well. And also what he did was make shadows to show where sort of the band is, like this band of this sweater, or like over here. What I also wanted to do is accentuate the flowers, so where there is where it's already dark, I'm going over that with dots, sort of a dabbing movement like this. So, and now that I have that, I will make some smaller dots here and there to make it more interesting, and also will yeah, make this more prominent. And here are the twigs. Yeah, now it's more like she's clutching her flowers like that. That's how I So the twigs are a little bit on the side, I don't know. It's more in one, like you hold a baby in one arm, and then the other arm is holding the flowers from underneath. So it has to be right. So you can make abstract, but I want it to not to be all fantasy. So I do want it to be accurate or something, so that it could work. The head is on the right spot, and I anatomically right. That's the word I was looking for. So, and that's also a way that you can check if it's, yeah, if you like that, of course, but I like it to be anatomically correct so that it could work. For instance, this shoulder is much too broad, but this also could be her sweater, you know. So everything, what I mean is the neck, the proportions are correct. So the arms are approximately where they should be, the shoulders, the neck, and then the also in between the where the hands are and the neck, and you know, so that it's, yeah, it could work in real. I don't know if I explained that correctly, but something like that. And now I want to mix the green color for the face, and I want to show you the reference of the book. So this is, let me see, without the glare. You see, it's green, so he made it really bright, sort of pinkish, the clothing, and then the marks. You see the color of the skin, and I want that, so that's really cool. So I hope I'm getting the face right. I'm rooting for myself to get the face how I want it, and this is far too much paint. So I'm making with the yellow, I'm making a light green first, and what's underneath is already dry. So let me get all the yellow, make one blob of green, and then I will take the yellow, and then yeah, we'll try to make it a little bit as the painting, because I do like that effect of giving the people a different kind of skin tone. That's really artsy to me. So I will start with the forehead, because then I can correct the lines of the with her hairline. That's the word. And it's really weird to do green if I'm honest, but I hope when I'm done it's going to look really cool. So I did try that a few times, but with this I want to go a little bit thin, because I don't want to cover my drawing, and I really want to, yeah, still see the drawing. So I do want that messily look, so I will try to make that work. And also I see that in the painting that he really used strokes like this, probably. I really hope I can keep this the way I want it because I really like it so much. But I could draw over it with a fine liner or something if I am not happy with it, for instance. So the tapping, that's working. So the light tapping. And now it's a little bit too green. That was in the brush. I only use my tip. To keep the drawing, and also it does make a cool effect as well, as you can see. Okay, so the camera shut off. Of course, I'm so long doing this. This is how it looks now. I hope you can see it. There's a little bit of a glare. So in the editing part, I am making it dark on purpose so that the glare isn't too distracting. And I do want you to see it all. So I want to rinse it a little bit because there is a lot of green in my from mixing. That's really not the way you should do it. Mix paint with your brush, mix it with, ooh, look what I did. Okay, let's dab that off. Happy to cut that on time. Yeah. Okay. And also here is a little bit of rosy cheeks are. But I am keeping my drawing, as I said, so, and that is different. So the small part I'm making more yellow, so that's more light, but I will make it more dark because that's really the dark side of the face. But I do want it to be different from the main part of the face, the larger parts. Yeah, I really like this one. I was editing the first part in between and then leaving the layers to dry. So that will be a smart way to go, leaving the layers to dry in between. Really, I'm not doing anything different. If I'm using, what do you call it? I'm using oil paint, and I'm doing it exactly the same as I'm doing now with these large strokes, and that's the same. So the lips are red and also, like I said, rosy cheeks. And also I did accentuate this a little bit more from the headpiece. And the hair is a little bit greenish black in the painting and has a lighter middle, and that's a little bit orange even. So I want a little bit of red. I do have that from, I think, no red. That's all dried up, so I Need a little bit of red also for the lips and the cheeks. And then I also will use it to make orange for the light streak in her hair, but I want to draw that in there so I'm not making any mistakes. Here is a sort of a lighter streak, and also over here a piece. It's not exactly the same as I'm drawing now, but yeah, I did make it really my own, so I really am happy about that. I don't know if I'm getting the, if I will paint the eyelashes, but I will paint her hair, and the hair is a little bit green black, so I need, where did I put my black? Over here. So I think I'm doing the hair first and then going to the lips, and then I will do an overall yeah, finish up the painting thing. Let me see, a little bit of green and a little bit of black together, and then what is that for color? Yellow. I'll get a little bit of yellow. That's far too dark, so I'm going over here. So I'm stopping with the face for now. I'm going to the hair, and that is quite dark in the painting, but it has different colors. A little bit of green. I need a tiny bit of water. This not easy to, if it's not gliding, then it's too dry. Take a teensy bit of water if that happens, and then you can move the paint around a lot better. Sometimes it's just dry. And here's the other part of her hair. I'm not sure what kind of a headpiece this is. I will look it up, this painting, if there is a little bit of history, or I mean information on perhaps who this is, this lady, or what kind of story, if there is a story behind it. And this is really just one piece of hair like this on the painting. It's not how I would do it. I would make a curl, perhaps make it more, a little bit more girly, I think. I will do the ear. He just made a broad stroke, I mean broad ear, and it's just round on the painting, so it doesn't have really an ear shape. It's just like this. It's more half a circle, I mean. So now I took a little bit of water, and the middle I'm leaving like this. This will be orange, so I will make orange now with yellow. I do have to rinse. Let me see, I do need a little bit of yellow for that. Yellow and red, so I'll make orange. Let me try to not make too much because I don't need as much, and I also need red for the lips still, so okay, that's orangey enough. Let me fill up my edge of the point, and then this is really light catching. I think that's what the painter wanted it to be, a light stroke in her hair or something like that. Looking at the painting now, it's really quite different. So that is what makes it mine. It's, and then you can say it is that you are inspired by the painter, and it's Kandinsky. I don't know if I said it, and the first name is Vasily. Vasily? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but Vasily Kandinsky. That's the name of the painter that I am really inspired by. Oh, I'm going through the black. Didn't see it. Really have to rinse it or use the black that I now have. Let me see, what did I have to do still? Make some dots. Now it's dry, so I'll rinse it. I think I will try to change the color of the skin a little bit more, make a little bit of rosy cheeks now, and the lips. I want, yeah, I will try it with the red that I already have, so only on the tip, and then try to without messing up my, I think this is far too wide, my tip. And I don't have a smaller one. Yeah, I do have it, but it is over here. So a really small tip. Let me try to use this one like that. I think that will really help. And still I'm going over it, but well, that I will have to correct. It is a little bit wide, too wide, with the bristles are sticking out, so I went over it because of that. I hope my head is not in the way. I will make it a little bit more dark, so I'll try to correct the other lip right away. And the other side of her face. It's a little bit difficult to do, but I really like it. She has really quite a different expression on her face, but I do like it. It's the first time I'm doing such a long video, I think. So I think I will do how do you call that, chapters, or so that you can see when the drawing was made, and and then start painting and so forth. So I think this one could have helped with my fingers, right? So I think I'm going to accentuate her cheeks and also use the small brush to accentuate with small strokes where I want it, and then finish up the painting. So I am taking a little bit of the red, then on the painting the red cheeks are not in the place like over here, but it's more over there. But I want, just to be sure, a little less on my, yeah, so that I can, I think I want to make it more that way, like this. And also we'll make a little bit of shadows. Let me see, and that's over here, sort of like this, and it's a little bit dark, but that's okay. And now I want to try to draw with my pencil her face, something this now seems like a mistake, the chin, so I do want that a little less, and I can do that, but I want this because my brush is exactly right to paint with, you know, not too wet and not too dry, so I can draw with brush. That's what you do, and then I want to hopefully yeah, it's working. Only want to wipe this a little bit because it's too dark. Let me try to do it like this. So I am wetting it with my brush, and then I will go in with a cloth and try to wipe it, not push too hard, because, and now I'm going over it with green and yellow. Let me see, because there's also red, but on the other side there's not. So let me see if I can correct that a little bit like this. Okay. And now it's a little bit better. Let me show you. Yeah, that's much better, but it's a little bit too, yeah. Still, I'm going to work on the little things that are not that I'm not happy with, so I will try to make this more prominent, more yeah, so that it shows better. Also the ear, I will make it a little bit more how I would draw an ear. and also a little bit darker. I was really nervous about the face to paint it, but it's okay. I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna make this also a little bit dark, so that it seems like that below the chin thingy. So I think I'm happy with it, but I will work on it a little bit more, I think, here and there. And I will put a picture on the end so that you can see the end result up and close, and then you can see it better than with all this glare going on, I think. And I do think I will keep it without the hand, even if I now finally found my small brush, but well, so I will keep on doing the small stuff, but I think it's about how I want it to be. There are a few how do you call that, shadows going on and sort of creases, and also so I want to show you the painting again. You see, this is how the artist Kandinsky made it. So I really like that. This is Girl with, it said der blauwe reiter, but it says Girl with rose, peon rose. I don't know what that means in English. Peon rose. I will look it up. I'll put it up on the screen. So Girl with peon rose. That's how this is called, not der blauwe reiter, because yellow horses. This is the series is called der blauwe reiter, I think. That's a series. That's what I think, because every painting it says der blauwe reiter, and then it has a different name. So yeah, Manwood flower, that's in Amsterdam, in het Stedelijk Museum. And on the top, right top, that's in Amsterdam, but this one that I'm making, oh, that's more purple. Now I see something different. You see, when you're almost done, you want to really dot your eyes and cross your T's. And now what I see are dots. Some of the dots are purple, so I do want that, even if you probably won't even see the difference. But now I can also make dots better with this brush. Let me see, those dots are also purple. I'm glad I was watching up close and then saw this, because that is really what makes a big difference when you see the blue dots on the sweater. So it's a Girl with Roses. That's what it's called, and I'm happy that I saw it in time. I thought, why every painting has the same name? So then I read a little bit more and I saw what was going on. That's funny. Probably also that's got a little bit smooshed. So now I'm really a lot happier with it and want to make the chin. So this is the end result, and it's a little bit, yeah, it's buckled. It's not dry yet, so I will wedge it in between or under a few books. So this is the original. This is from Kandinsky, and it's the girl with the roses. And this is my interpretation of that painting. So let me know what you think. I'm so curious about yeah, your thoughts and your ideas. Give me some pointers, give me some feedback. I would love it. And do you have a favorite painter? Would you like me to paint an interpretation of that painting? And I would gladly do it. I made it just about in the same colors, and I used a lot of the ideas from the original painter himself. I did leave the hand behind the bouquet because just on the end I found my small pencil. Yeah, I say pencil all the time, so now I can't remember the word. Okay, that's just me. But I really enjoyed making this. I made a few changes. I loved the curl in her hair. I made a different face, made a different expression, made a little bit different roses, but I tried to make the green skin tone and take a few pointers of the what I think was the interpretation of the painter, and yeah, something different with it. So yeah, please let me know what you think about an original Arabella. Arabella's art. This is once a month Arabella's art or Heartful Art, and normally I make books, so the rest of my videos will be books, and once a month I will do a painting, an interpretation of it. So yeah, let me know what you think about this one. I really enjoyed making it. I will mount it onto a wooden substrate, just as what Kandinsky himself did. So he painted this onto cardboard, just cardboard, and I was so amazed by that. This is really an old painting from the 1900s. I love to do this. I really enjoyed this. I'm so excited about this new thing that I'm going to do on my channel. So I will see you in my next video, and yeah, I will see you then. Okay, bye bye. Doei. See you in my next one. Bye. Doei.